what up, everybody? Welcome to the Enough Said podcast. We are really excited to start season 3 here. It is our 3rd season. I know it feels like we've been away forever, but we're coming back now stronger than ever, especially now that the preseason is underway in the NFL. So as always, feel free to reach out to us, and you can do that at enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com. So feel free to do that with any comments or just to drive these guys crazy. It's always a fun thing to do. All right, with that said, let's get our normal crew in here and introduce them. So, this first guy, if he's not eating Chinese food and clearing things out, he's up in West Virginia trying to get through that truck route. Say hi to Jermaine, everybody.
What's up, Jermaine? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I let him. I let him know. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Understood. Understood.
He's like T.O. with the phone call here. What's going
on? Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Thanks, Kay. Thanks for Kay for reaching out. All
right. Oh no.
Kay Adams. Stop stalking her. You know what I mean? Get a life. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Keep her name out your mouth.
You know, look.
What's up,
I'm better looking than Danny Amendola. Come on.
What's up, guys? This is the greatest part of the year, man. Football is back. Fantasy is back. You know what I mean? Can't we? Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go.
All right. This second guy, you know what they say. Beggars can't be choosers, but when it comes to fantasy football and racing, he's just a freaking loser. Say hi to Dre, everybody.
I don't even know how to respond to that one.
Look, there was a reason why Jermaine didn't ask you into that league. That's all I'm saying. Just putting it out there.
I'm excited for the NFL season.
Come on, man. I'm excited, man. What you been drinking last night? Come on, man. Wake up, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. Come on, man.
I'm just trying to think of stuff to say through my head. Styles remark calling me a loser.
Well, you know what? Just do the bird chirping. You'll be all right. You know what I mean?
That wasn't my house.
That's your best language.
That wasn't my house. That was your house.
Do this.
You were outside.
Oh man. All right. Well, before this gets even uglier, let me introduce this third guy. So this guy, he's just always smiling and never has a scowl. But he just knows way too much about Deshaun Watson's towel. Say hi to Mike, everybody.
Oh, man. Hey, what's up, everybody?
I'll just say it. I read the report. That's all.
Yeah, you need to
get my facts straight.
Wait a minute. What do you know about Deshaun Watson's towel?
I'm just reading what they put out there.
I heard things, something about a Gatorade towel. I don't know. I heard things. That's all I'm saying.
He said it was little.
Oh, man. A tiny towel? I don't know, but I don't want to know. I'm just saying.
That's what the 22 women said about it. So
man.
I'm just saying what they said.
22 women said it was small. All right. Now I got to put an explicit rating on this podcast now.
No, we're good. There's no censorship.
All right, so here we go. Let's bring it up since we brought it up. The elephant in the room. So, what do you guys think? Deshaun Watson suspension too much, too little? You happy with it? Not happy with it? Roger Goodell is getting a lot of crap. NFLPA is getting a lot of crap. What's going on here, guys?
Yeah, I think it should have been. I think it should have been. It should have been. I think it should have been a year. You know what I mean? And that's how it should have been from the first time. Instead of the 6 games, I thought it was petty. But 11 games should be. Like I said, my opinion and NFL's opinion should have been a year.
So he's going to come in. Just so happens that he's coming in against his former team, right? That's will be the first game that he plays. I don't know how that happened, but whatever. I think a little negotiation there between, the officials and the NFLPA. But so let's talk about this a little bit. You hire, an independent kind of investigator, whatever you want to say, to look into this, and then you wind up changing it anyway. So what's the deal? Like,
See, that's where I was going to come in at, and the NFL has been doing this all the time. They have the rules, but then they don't even follow their own rules. They just make it up as they go. To me, it was like, okay, what was the whole point of doing that appeal? And then all of a sudden, and then he's going to get 11 games, like Jermaine said, suspended for the whole year. He's going to come in and only play for the last five weeks, and that's Cleveland Brown. They're going to be stuck with 11 games with I don't know even who heck their quarterback is now.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett. Okay, average. That's my opinion. He's average. So the Browns are just going to be like just waiting to next year to see what Deshaun can do something. So it's to me, man, the NFL just sometimes frustrates me, and to the point of how they come up with their negotiations and rules. They don't even really follow their own rules.
You know what?
Right.
Forget what's happening. Forget what's happening right now. Okay, he's got the 11 games. Let's move on. But I think what we talked about before, the $230 million, for my opinion, and you guys probably disagree, for a mediocre quarterback, and I told you his record and everything. It's just I think what the Cleveland Browns did is pretty much just messed everything up for the NFL, because you got $230 million. Okay, Patrick Mahomes got $500 million. I mean, this thing is going to get it up to the billions before it's all said and done for one player. And then and I know we're going to talk about it. Are these players game changers? Are they really worth it? So
I think it depends. I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying there, but especially historically, some guys have changed the games, but you kind of got what you got right now of what's available. And the way the market is, especially with the money NFL and the increase in the salary caps, I mean, you're just going to have to pay for what's considered game changers or the best players right now. So I think Deshaun Watson has a chance to be a great player. I mean, he's had some pretty good games, but you look at his average, his record is average right now, but Cleveland might be the spot where he becomes something better.
So let me ask you something, guys. Le'Veon Bell did the same thing as far as taking a year off, and then when he came back, I believe he signed with the Jets.
Yes.
Yep.
And I forgot what the salary was, and it was probably something crazy then and whatnot. Did you compare Deshaun Watson and Le'Veon Bell both sitting out a year, and Le'Veon Bell where is he at right now? He was never the same player when he came back. I mean, the man was phenomenal when he sat out and he fought with Pittsburgh and everything, Then he comes back for that year, and it's like, okay, you never heard from him again. He was not that same player. Do you compare those two right now?
I think it's the way Le'Veon Bell is structured. It's about format, and the format worked well in Pittsburgh. The Jets, it just didn't. And then I think I forgot where he went after that. It didn't work again. To compare it to Deshaun and that, I don't know, because I haven't seen Deshaun play yet since he left the Texans. So that's a good question, though, Jermaine. It's making me think about that. How much money that Le'Veon Bell got sat out and he ain't done nothing. But to me, I think that's because the format that he's in, and teams started catching on his style of playing.
I think a better comparison is to compare him to Michael Vick, right? Because wasn't Michael Vick out for a while too? And then all of a sudden he came back, got a big contract, and he was out what, 2 years?
Yeah,
maybe?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah,
yeah. But his playing ability, but he played well. I mean, he came to Philadelphia and he did great. Took us to the NFC Championship.
Yeah. And Michael Vick came back, and I think he actually played a little better, like more mature as a quarterback. Yeah. It was less about athleticism and the running and everything, and he was doing more reading defenses and right, throwing it to the right receiver and that kind of stuff. I mean, he was phenomenal in Atlanta. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that was some amazing stuff he did in Atlanta. But yeah, that team with the Eagles, and then I think he was a backup or maybe a starter for the Steelers. It was a little bit more mature as a quarterback. Just the typical stuff we talk about quarterbacks with the reading defenses and pocket presence and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And it makes a difference. I mean, because when you're out of the game that long, it does affect you. I mean, you get healthy, and that's the one thing you can say about him. He's going to be healthy, and he's going to come back healthy. But will he mature? I think that's a great point, Mike. How much is he going to mature? I mean, Michael Vick, the one thing he did was rely on his arm more instead of his legs, and
Mhm.
he has a hell of an arm. I mean, he did, and so does Watson.
Actually, and before we move on, Jermaine actually popped in my head to make a good comparison to Le'Veon Bell and the whole thing with Deshaun Watson with the whole thing he got in trouble with was Kansas City's running back. And he went to Cleveland. What's his name? Kansas City running back.
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt, right? He got suspended, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't put up no phenomenal numbers like he did in Kansas City until maybe about another season 2, once they got the other running back to come in, where they had the two double running back, the two running backs, the other guy, which is still playing now for Cleveland.
Yeah, Clyde.
Chubb. Nick Chubb.
Yeah, Chubb.
Nick Chubb for Cleveland.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. So to me, right there, Kareem Hunt actually had the better over Le'Veon Bell.
I mean, it remains to be seen. I mean, you're right, Dre. I mean, and then Sal made up a good point. Michael Vick being out of the league for 2 years. But I think Michael Vick is on another level. You know what I mean? With his, like you said, Mike, with his athleticism, and his arm and his legs. I mean, I think he was just like a total package. Besides him trying to be, getting injured from time to time and whatnot, But yeah, just something like that. I just, one that bothers me, and I know about is the NFL. One is that $230 million and whatnot, and somebody that hasn't played. And like I said, you look at his record, he hasn't run a playoff game, but he's in a new scenery. So yeah, it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. That's
and I mean, that $230 million is probably like $100 million after everybody he's had to pay off, but
or less.
Even though I heard somehow with the way that contract is structured, I think somehow he gets a good chunk of that money and not lose a lot of it to all the different payouts and everything. It was something weird. It was something I was reading about it, that he's not really taking it as bad as you would think. But just going back real quick to the whole NFL flipping and flopping about the punishments and stuff, I think a lot of it has to do with just the politics of it. You got a labor union, the NFLPA, and you got the NFL, and they're always going back and forth about the collective bargaining agreement and what you can and can't do with punishments, and then all the optics of everything that they do. So the judge who oversaw the hearing for the NFL, this was agreed upon between the NFL and NPA that they would have this third-party judge look at the case. She looked at the case. She took information from the investigation the NFL did into the whole thing, where they interviewed like 22 of the different women. Then out of that 22, I think it was like 12 that they actually went a little bit further with. And then her ruling was based, I think, on 4 of the different women and what their stories were. So everything was kind of geared in, towards all the evidence collected from 4 different women about their experiences. And then she had to come up with a punishment, but that punishment is not based off of like normal law, like, criminal law and stuff like that. It's based on what the rules are that NFLPA, NFL agreed to for personal conduct. And so the whole thing was, did you violate the personal conduct clause? And she said yes, but the only precedence they have to rule on in terms of punishment was Ben Roethlisberger's punishment for what he did, where it was kind of a he said, she said kind of deal. Even if it's 20-something women or one woman, it still was kind of a gray area, because the only people that really know what happened is Deshaun and these women. So that's where she came up with the 6 games. But then the NFL, it's almost like, law in general, you go to court, if someone has a ruling, and then you appeal it because you think it's not right. So then they went back and appealed. So they went to another judge who looked at it, and then he said, nah, this really should be more punishment based off of, what I read from this previous judge's description or ruling. And so then that's when they negotiated and came up with this 11 games. So a lot of it really is less about the sexual assault part of it and more about just, okay, here are the rules about player conduct, and here's the different things that, if you do, you violate player conduct, and punishment for that. So that's really what it came down to. I kind of think to some degree, like I saw people were mad about Deshaun saying, "Oh, I'm innocent," and I accept this, and it's like, no, you're not innocent. You knew what you were doing. Anybody reads the report knows that you were sitting up here setting up these appointments, knowing in the back of your mind that you're not really trying to get a massage, you're trying to get something more. I kind of think, everyone kind of covered it up. I kind of think the women knew what they were getting into also, but everyone was cool with it. And until, right around the time where he said he wanted to lead the Texans. And then all of a sudden the story comes out and then they try to sit him and everything like that. And then the money becomes more of an issue. And then I think people realize how much money was involved with basically saying, I'm a victim and get paid, and this is all about just money. It just seems it seems so convenient how a lot of it worked out, and I think he's just the guy left holding the bag, but I can't feel sorry for him because he was in the wrong, I mean, it's obvious that what he was doing was wrong. And you gotta be smarter, especially when you're rich and paid and you're in the spotlight. You gotta be smart about this stuff, and he's just stupid. So
well, you gotta get that. You gotta get that towel in there too. You know what I mean?
I was about to say.
Next time that happens, then make sure you measure that towel.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, he brought his hand towels.
Right, but the thing is, that's what kills me is when you read the report from the first judge, and all this stuff. He told people up front what he wanted. It wasn't like people showed up at his house and then it was like, oh, by the way, I want you to use this, this, and this. He was telling people up front, here's what I want. The only thing he did not tell people up front was he was trying to get something more than a massage. It was always going in, kind of like the oldest trick in the book. It's like the pool. The guy tries to teach a woman how to play pool, and he's like, "Oh, let me sneak behind you and hold you and show you how to hold a stick." And you're just kind of like, "All right, you're not really trying to teach me. You're trying to do something more." And it was kind of the same thing. It's like you're setting something up for something more, but you're trying to, go into false pretenses. It's like, "Oh, I'm trying to pretend like I'm innocent. I'm just getting an old massage." Which, come on, man, you know what the game is, but it's like the oldest trick in the book. So, a lot of people, I say a lot of women know a lot of things that men try to do that are wrong, and this was one of them. So that's why I just can't kind of believe that people were kind of like, kind of saying that, oh, he was wrong and he did this. And, I didn't think he was going to do that. It's like, he's going to do that because it's the oldest trick in the book. This is stuff that guys try to do all the time. I just don't think everybody's innocent in this whole thing. Nope. I think the team knew about it. I think a lot of the women really did know what was going down. They just got an opportunity to find out they could get paid, probably get paid more money they would ever get if they were just to work. It's like you got a meal ticket and take advantage of it. Well, you can, I think the lawyers got into a lot of these women and said, what was done to you was wrong. You may not think it's wrong, but today it's going to be wrong. And you're just going to tell this story that you felt it was wrong and just keep going with that story until you get paid. And they got paid. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this. Yeah. I think. Yeah, he likes something really well.
I could get David.
I think
another career, Mike.
Yeah. Man, forget Kay Adams. This guy wrapped it up right there. I'll tell you. Along those same lines, guys, let's talk about this. So, is there a problem in the NFL with these guys and the personal conduct laws? Because it seems like there's been a lot. Or is it just like because of the numbers of players that we just have this stuff come up once in a while? Is it the number? Is it a number thing? Or is it really that there's a problem in the NFL with this personal conduct in a lot of these players? What do you guys think?
Favoritism.
Yeah, favoritism. And I think the players think that they're above the law. Just reap what they're going to get from the NFL. Oh yeah, I'll get 3 or 4 games or this and that, or I got the money to pay whatever. I just feel as though they're just above the league. They could just feel my opinion, they could do whatever.
Yeah, I think there's an issue. I don't know if it's I can't even say it's generational because I think the NFL has always had a personal conduct issue. It's just that now it's out there more. Like you hear about it more because of the media and all the different stuff. I mean, we used to joke about Lawrence Taylor. It was one of the greatest linebackers to play, and dude was doing cocaine. And it's like, man, you can't do that nowadays, or maybe you can do it nowadays. But people are going to find out about it. So
Just
I
don't
think
get caught.
things like domestic violence. I'm sure domestic violence was an issue in the past for NFL. It had to be. I mean,
Oh yeah.
this is kind of one of those psychologically one of those sportsmen where people turn it on and have to be crazy on the field and then expect to turn it off when they come off the field. That's kind of hard to do. So I think personal conduct has always been an issue. It's just that now they're trying to reel it in and try to have some structure to it for correcting it. But it's going to be there. I mean, it's tough to do for a sport that's based on violence. That's what it is. I do think there's definitely favoritism. There's definitely, privilege. But, yeah, it definitely is a concern. Yeah, like when you see Henry Ruggs driving 100 miles an hour in a Corvette killing somebody,
I was gonna say that.
it's like, all right,
Yeah.
you guys are going too far. Or Urban Meyer going to a bar and, and filling up a girl in the bar and whatnot. You're just like, all right, you're just trying to get away with stuff that's totally inappropriate. So they do have an image issue. I mean, they're always working on it. It's going to be there. I think some of it, we enjoy them having these issues because it gives us something to talk about. It's like the great soap opera. The NFL is a really good soap opera for life. Everything you can think of that's an issue outside of football is an issue inside of football, from politics to sexism, racism, all the different hot topics that get people talking. The NFL has something to, contribute to that,
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, is the NFL like the worst? I mean, because you don't hear generally like baseball. You don't hear too much of this. You don't hear it in hockey. Hockey, to your point, Mike. Hockey is a violent sport, right? Fights all the time, checks, hits. I mean, it's the same thing. So what's different about the NFL than like hockey or baseball? I
Well,
don't know. Like
hockey is DUI, baseball's DUI. So I mean, they got a lot more of those type cases, but basketball is kind of similar. You had those. It's like I think Mike said, football gets the more popularity and more attention because it's
So much money.
Money. I mean, yes, there's tons of money in baseball, but the hockey players, I think it just doesn't get more attention because there's something in all the sports, but football just gets the most of it, honestly.
See, it goes back to what I'm saying with this $230 million, $500 million. I mean, I think a lot of these players that get paid, overpaid, like that wide receiver in Jacksonville, you know what I mean? It's a mental thing. So now you getting all this money and it's like, oh, wow, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, there's a switch turned on your head. Oh, well, you know what? Let me go out here and speed 140 miles an hour. Or let me go out here and get my Gatorade towel and all that stuff and do what you have to do and all that stuff with the I think it's all money driven. And when people feel that you can't control, I don't even know if I became a billionaire. To be honest with you, I don't know if I can control, you know what I mean? Because you feel as though you could just do anything because you feel as though that you have the money. You have the money. You could get the top lawyers or whatever. I think a lot of this with players, bottom line, is mental. That's my opinion. It's mental. It's mental, especially when you overpay players and you're in panic mode thinking that this particular person is going to take me to a Super Bowl. The last time I saw football, basketball, baseball, hockey, it was a team sport. Not one person, you know what I mean, besides the GOAT. Not one person is going to take you over the top and take you to the promised land because you paid them all this money. My thing is, I think it's mental.
You're saying Ben Simmons is mental?
Hey, you heard what happened. They didn't actually disclose it, but the Sixers gave him his money. You know, I don't know if it was the full 20 million, but they're not saying how much they gave. So right. I think it's about $17-18 million. So.
Yeah, there was some kind of NDA they signed saying they couldn't disclose how much, but yeah, he got paid something. I found interesting, because they were so like, we are paying him anything, he isn't doing anything, so why pay him? All that tough talk, and in the end, they still end up paying.
So
Yeah,
coming
I
up,
think it's about 18 million. Yeah, $18 million. That's why they didn't want to disclose it. They was like, well, wait a minute, why would you give? Oh, what's $2 more million? I mean, just give them the full, And they probably, and maybe they did. That's why they didn't want to disclose it. They gave him the full 20 million.
Yes.
coming
They
up,
told
face,
Ben to
right?
shut up. Don't say nothing.
yeah. So
Save face, right?
coming up in November, he's gonna say, "Oh, I got back problem again, and I can't." He's gonna sit back and just sit on that money.
Well, that's just a total mess over there in Brooklyn. I mean, we can go all day with Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's another
So-
podcast. That's like season 4.
That's
So talking about players who got paid that you can't believe they got paid, Kyler Murray. I mean, I don't understand how you can pay somebody that you clearly think is not working hard enough to be the best player they can be. That you got to put in this contract. They got to study for 4 hours a day, or 4 hours a week at a minimum, or else they take the money away. I mean,
Well,
even though
Mike-
they took the clause out, it's still out there.
It was either you or Dre that said it was a panic mode. It was a panic mode. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing else out there and everything. It's a panic mode. So they's like, here, okay, we'll give you this money, but you know what I mean? You gotta. I mean, we talked about it on Friday. It was just like, here we go, a head scratcher.
Right.
It's like, what are you?
Right.
What's going on?
I'm gonna pay you, but you got to do the job. Like, really?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that right there, I was like, that's the most craziest contract I ever heard of.
Yeah. What I understand though is this: it almost seems like every quarterback, at a minimum, watches film outside of normal time. I'm surprised he even had to go and put that in the contract. Like, you're telling me he doesn't do that?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
I mean, I think even quarterbacks on some of the worst teams are studying outside of normal team hours, trying to get better. You're looking at a film like that, and so when you tell me, man, that dude don't even spend 4 hours, and 4 hours is not a lot of time. I mean, you're talking that. I mean, that's an hour.
Yeah,
maybe one day, every day of the week for an extra hour after.
That's easy.
I mean, I'm sure Tom Brady does that, all the time, or even Aaron Rodgers or one of them guys, all the great quarterbacks. I'm sure they put 20 hours, probably extra time in looking at film.
But
it's going to blow up in their face.
To
It's going
me,
to blow up in their face, man.
to me, seeing that contract for Kyler Murray, that means that, the guy's talented, but that's all he's got. And it doesn't seem like he has any kind of professional football
IQ.
or competencies. Basically, he's like, I got all the way through from playing high school, whatever, because I'm a talented player, but I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. I don't need to read. I don't need to look at plays.
Well, that's what's going to happen, because remember when you told me Brett Favre didn't read the play? He's just like, I'm not, I don't know what that is. I'm just going to go out there and wing it. I'm not trying to get into Brett Favre because that still irritates me. I mean, that's just freaking ridiculous.
He had a 3-ring binder with just 3 rings in it. You open it and close it. Open and close it. That's it.
So Mike, let's throw it out there. Let's say Kyler Murray gets hurt or he just doesn't do well. You talking Jimmy G in Arizona?
Nope.
No.
No. I mean, if they haven't tried to trade him to the Seahawks yet, and the Seahawks need him more than any other team. So I don't think he'll be at Arizona. I think what would be interesting though, if it doesn't work out, is just what the media is going to talk about with Kyler Murray, because I mean that's just you're never going to hear the end of it. Even if he gets hurt, they're going to be like, yeah, he didn't study to know that guy was going to come sack him.
Oh man, that's going to bite him in the ass. Oh my God. Especially when he has a terrible game. They're going to say, well, these professional podcasters, they're going to rip Kyler Murray. They're going to rip him.
Yeah. Well, speaking of contracts, I'm going to talk about another one, and I know Jermaine's going to punch me for this one, but I'm going to do it anyway. LeBron James, 2 years, $97 million. 2 years, $97 million for LeBron.
All right, before we even get into this, I was thinking about this morning because I kind of wake up. Look, I got a routine, and I tell Dre all the time. 2:00 in the morning, I gotta get up and go to the bathroom. Okay, it's 2. I swear, it's like 19. It's like for
That's
like
too much
20
info, man.
for like 20 years I've been doing this. 2 o'clock, it's not 2:01, it's not 1:59, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so I'm sitting there. I mean, I'm not sitting there, but I'm looking out the window, and I'm doing my number one and everything, and I was like, you know what, LeBron James. I mean, we talked about game changers.
But LeBron pissed you off? Is that what brings this to your bell?
Enough said. Enough said. Fans, we got a little team and eye going on, so just bear hang in there with me. He painted the picture very clear, putting on the toilet, thinking about LeBron James.
Wait a minute, I didn't say sitting on the toilet. You know, I had to clear it up as I was tinkling. Okay,
tinkling.
Yeah, tinkling.
Tinkling. Wait. Hold. The word tinkling, man. Don't say a female says that, man. What the hell is wrong with you?
It's tinkling. You know?
Oh my God.
I wasn't spraying, it was tinkling.
Oh Jesus Christ, help me now. Okay, let's wheel it back in. All right, wheel it back in. All right. LeBron James, go ahead.
2 o'clock in the morning. All right.
After he washed his hand on a hand towel. Okay, let's do it.
I said, is LeBron James look, before we get into it, is LeBron James a game changer? I need to know that. I mean, because since we've been talking about a lot of game changing, and I wish that everybody that listens to this podcast pull up Deion Sanders' YouTube video when he talks about game changers. You know what I mean? It's not about you being good for 3 or 4 years and everything. That's the bottom line. He's saying that he wants to change his jacket. He don't want a yellow jacket because he was a game changer. Is LeBron James a game changer?
Now or when he first started?
Look, I'm looking at his whole career. I'm just looking at his whole career all the way from his rookie year to now. Is he a game changer? Can you compare? I don't compare him to Magic. I don't compare him to Kobe. I do not compare him to Jordan. I do not compare him to Dr. J. You know what I mean? I do not compare him with those players. I don't. I mean, and one person that has my back is your boy Skip Bayless. He can't stand LeBron. You know what I mean? So, and for him, you put him in the upper tier and all that stuff. Yes, he's going to break the scoring title. You know what I mean? He's 37 years old. He's going to break it before he retires. I think that's the only thing he wants to do is break that scoring title before he retires because he's not getting another title. Is he a game changer?
That's a tough one because after Michael Jordan, when the NBA focused on great talent like Kobe, LeBron, even Grant Hill before he got hurt, they were trying to see who is the next Michael Jordan. So to me, it's like they started tunneling about, well, look at Grant Hill. Grant Hill like he's gonna be the next Michael Jordan. Oh, wait, oh, he's injured, whatever. Oh, here comes Kobe. Yeah, Kobe is. And then LeBron came in. Then you got the new generation of fans watching. And they never seen too much Michael Jordan except for highlights. And then here comes LeBron and Kobe. I don't know if I'm agree with you. I'm not agree with you, but I'm trying to answer your question, Jermaine. I see like a blank canvas of LeBron James being a game changer because of what the NBA has focused on trying to find another Michael Jordan. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm trying to say, but
isn't Steph Curry?
I think
the next guy?
I was going to say Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, yes, he is a game changer.
Yeah.
He is a game changer because the whole entire NBA has changed their way of playing for a guy like him. They all like, look, we got to get 3-point guys. We got to start now doing 3-point plays. He to me, yes, he's a game changer. I'm not saying LeBron and him are two different players, power forward versus a guard, but Stephon Curry is a game changer.
Yeah, I think so. Especially because, like I said, the whole league really adjusted to Curry's style of play. You know, hitting those threes just really open up, especially the statistics and the math of it all. People started seeing that and saying, yeah, you just truck the ball up a bunch of times. Eventually, you're going to start hitting these shots. And, threes are better than twos, So if you can make a bunch of them, you're gonna put up a lot of points. For LeBron's as a player, I don't think Willie was a game changer. Like, I don't think, it was something when you watched him, you felt like it was something special you were seeing. Like when you saw a Kobe or a Michael or a Magic or even someone like a Larry Bird or somebody like that. You never really felt like you were seeing anything special. I think off the court, LeBron kind of is more of a game changer. Just the dynamics of the NBA of being a player, everything involved from promotion to, the things you do, with commercials or with, businesses, all that kind of stuff. I think LeBron may be more of a game changer in that aspect, but as a player and as just, overall greatness as a player, no, I don't think he's a game changer in that way. The thing that's going to always haunt LeBron, from a game changer greatness thing is him, basically leaving to go to Miami to play with others, and that whole, be with the big, the big three kind of thing. A lot of these teams that had these big three concepts, man, it's hard to look at them guys and be like, yeah, you great. It's like, no, you went with your buddies that you knew were all great, to get these championships. And I think that's what's going to always hold LeBron back a little bit. It's just these whole power, put together teams and get your friends together.
Yep. He was a game changer by, like you said, leaving for Miami and creating a big three. You know what I mean? Because now everybody's jumping ship and all you're doing is chasing championships, bottom line. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the way I see it.
Yep.
Michael Jordan pointed that he's like, somebody asked him, would you ever play with Larry Bird or was it Magic Johnson playing with? He's like, no, I want to play. That's just like you guys. I don't want to play with y'all. I'm trying to win because I want my name to be there. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to win. Right. I mean, Dre and I always had this competitiveness, as far as, basketball, when we play one-on-one basketball, I'm trying to beat you. I'm trying to destroy you. And that's that's the bottom line. Not going after and saying, okay, Dre, I'm on your team and, let's go do this. No, I don't like that at all.
Right. It was like Kobe and Shaq. And then we all kept saying, man, why would you break that team up? Because you guys could have won a zillion different championships for you two together. And it was just that Kobe mindset. No, man, I want my name to be the one on the building. I'm the one that, run the season. I don't want people to say, yeah, you got it because you got Shaq next to you. And that's that competitive mindset of just, no, it's got to be me. I don't want to have anyone to say asterisk that, I got this, but I had X, Y, and Z, help me out. And LeBron never really seemed to be that way. Maybe with this Lakers stuff, maybe he's trying, but now it's kind of too late. But it just seems that's always going to be the hit on LeBron was just, it didn't really see he was carrying a team.
Well, I give him this 1 year when they came back and beat Golden State when he was in Cleveland. I think they was down 3-1. He didn't have anybody on that team, so he carried that team. So I give him that 1 year. Who else was on that team? Oh, was it Kyrie? No, Kyrie.
I thought Kyrie was on that team.
Was he?
I thought when they won, I thought that was when Kyrie had those 2 games where he was the one that was on fire.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel better. All right, I feel better than I'm wrong. Okay.
And then, and then he went to Boston.
Because I think that was game 3 and 4.
All right.
That Kyrie.
Yeah. I'm wrong. I feel good about that. Okay.
Well, I mean, Jordan obviously had help too. I mean, he had Rodman, he had, Pippen, he had Kerr, he had some, but I mean, Jordan was obviously a whole separate level, but he didn't exactly have scrubs either that he was playing with. So,
true.
I mean, yeah,
that's true.
Right, yeah. But he didn't call those scrubs up and say, "Hey, man," or these non-scrubs.
Right. Yeah,
he didn't. He didn't call Pippen and Paxson, all those guys. Was like, "Hey, man, come play with me,"
Yeah,
he might have told the general manager that, but
like on street ball, when we have street ball, you play with these guys for every week. You know who's not good, you know who's good, and you always want to be with the good players. When you pick, I want him. No, I want you. I want to win.
Yeah, and good players make the players around them better, right? So I think Jordan definitely did that. So, I mean, and how did Jordan get better? He played people constantly that were better than him. That's what he always said that he did, right?
Yeah.
And he kept playing these guys that were way better than him. It's like the same thing with me when I play music, right? If I play with musicians that are better than me, it just takes me up a whole nother level. And it's, it's the same thing.
Yeah, the award always comes after once. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the other way around with those players like LeBron and stuff. I'm like, no, man, take your skills, do and it will come. Your reward or benefits will come, and that's what Michael Jordan did, and all of them did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
All right. Cool. Well, let's get into our our normal game here that we do, and this week it's going to be called percentages. So, are you guys ready to play some percentages here? So, what it is I will give you a statement. You'll have to give me the percentage on what you think is going to happen. So, it might be like 80% yes, 20% no, or 90% yes, 10% no.
Okay.
So,
like, what is the percentage of K getting with Sal?
That's 100%. I mean, 0. Given, it's a great way to do it. That's a great example.
Jermaine is Sal, and then it's his alter ego, Sal Joseph.
Yeah, that's a good.
It's a stage name.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Like Professor Clump and Buddy, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Ego.
That's true. All right, so Dre, we'll start with you.
Oh boy.
Chances that AJ Brown is the real deal.
100%.
You think so?
100%.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Nobody's not 100%, Dre. Come on, man. Come on. Stop.
99.9%.
All right. He thinks AJ Brown's going to be a different maker.
Wow.
He's going to be a different maker for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow.
Why can't it be 100%?
Huh? Because
Why can't it be
nobody's not 100%. You think Deebo Samuel is 100%? Come on, Mike. Mike, don't speak out of your emotions. Speak come on, man. Speak through your head, man.
But
right? Deebo is not 100%. He's not.
He's 100%. He's 100% a game changer. I mean, I can definitely say that. They get that ball. Sal, clarify the percentage thing. You just said what percent is AJ Brown a game changer? Andre says 100%, meaning that 100. He's guaranteed to be a game changer for the Eagles. It doesn't mean that he's gonna be I don't know, say a Pro Bowl, record-breaking player, but 100% he's going to be a playmaker for them. I can see that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Okay. I don't see. I mean, game changers, man. They bring it every game. Yeah. I'm talking about injury. Yeah, I know. No, wait a minute. They're not injured. You know what I mean? AJ Brown has a history of being injured. Deebo
he does not have a history. Okay.
Yeah,
AJ
he does.
Hold on.
He was.
How long has he been in the league? Yeah. How long has he been in the league, Dre?
Like 3 years.
Okay.
And matter of fact, I showed you his stats. Hold on. When we had this conversation before, I showed you his stats.
How many times he's been injured?
Yeah, but have you seen? But Jermaine,
I get it. I get what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah.
He's on there. He's not 100% a game changer. Deebo is not a 100% game changer. There is nobody in the league that's a 100% game changer, maybe besides the GOAT. Okay? That's the only thing. I can't see anybody. You guys cannot change my mind in saying that these guys that I just said are 100%. Nobody's not 100%, man. Nobody. Nobody's not 100%.
Can we continue with the game?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it real quick. AJ only had 1 season where he did not perform. Out of those other 3, the dude was over 1,000 yards receiving, man, every game.
Okay.
And touchdowns. Every time he was in Tennessee, when I saw him touch the ball, touchdown.
Okay.
Just like Deebo, first down. Okay. They didn't need it, touchdown. Like every time Deebo's in his hands,
nobody is not 100% game changer. Nobody in none of the leagues.
Well, I guess your 100% comes off of my elementary grade thing I did when I had that NFAF and all that.
Well, yeah, apparently it was. Apparently because I had a headache. That's
I guess so, because it's elementary level. You understand what I'm trying to say? Elementary level.
These other 2 guys was with me when they was doing this. Like, what the hell is this?
All elementary. Them two elementary level. Mike. So that can break it down to you.
Oh, yeah, the game, Sal. I'm sorry.
Yes. Oh, sorry, Sal.
Chances that Jalen Hurts gets above a 71 in Madden next year.
Oh God.
Wait a minute. Why is it got to be Madden? How come it just can't be? How come it just can't be the NFL? I mean, all right, let's talk about, what about the games? I mean, what about the season? Do you think, give a percentage of what he's going to do in the season? Forget Madden. Madden is fake.
I'm getting there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
All right, so I say 75% chance that he's going to have a better. Actually, I'll say 80%. So I'm going to be favorable. I think he's going to have a better year than last year, and his Madden rating will go up. Don't ask me up. It's going to go up too, but it's going to go up.
71.9.
There you go. Jermaine, chances that Patrick Brett Favre Mahomes throws at least 10 interceptions this year.
Oh yeah, I'm going like 85%.
Okay.
85% that he's going to throw 10 or more. And what? They're going to be crazy interceptions. Like, why did he throw that?
Trey, chances that LeBron James wins an NBA title within the 2 years of his contract.
0.
Okay. All right. No chance, he's saying. Mike, along the same lines, chances that Joel Embiid wins an NBA championship.
I hate to say it, guys. I think that's 0 also. 0.5. Yeah, I guess I won't say it. Stuff can happen.
You was right, Mike. You was right, 0. Because the time is come and gone, man. They done messed this whole thing up. I'm telling you, it's a mess. It's a mess, and it started with them getting James Harden, period.
Man. Jermaine, chances that Ben Simmons becomes an all-star with the Nets.
Oh, that's definitely a negative 0. It's not even 0.
How does 0 be negative? Wait a minute.
Definitely negative. A negative 0, man. Negative 0.00. 0.
Trey, chances that Dougie P gets 7 wins for Jacksonville this year.
Ooh. 80%.
Okay, you think he's gonna get it?
Wow.
Yeah.
7 wins?
I think so.
This year? Really? Y'all think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I
mean, you got the Colts, the Texans, and the Titans in that division. I mean, I think they could pull. They could definitely beat the Texans. I think they could split with the Titans, and I think they could maybe beat Indy twice.
Yeah.
They kept Indy out the playoffs last year with nothing.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, 7 wins is doable.
80%.
Lawrence, right? Gotta get Lawrence on the.
Yeah.
And I heard they looked pretty good actually. Another overpaid, Kirk. I heard he actually looked pretty decent in preseason, which we all were like, how did he get paid that much money? He ain't do anything in Arizona, it seemed like, but I don't know. They say he looks pretty good.
Well, just like you said, Mike, maybe he just needed to change the scenery. Players need to change the scenery. We'll see. You
Better
picking them in your
coaching, I
draft?
guess.
All right. Well, this is the question. What's the percentage of you picking them in the fantasy draft coming up?
That's not happening. Mike,
I don't know. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say, I don't know. It might be a sleeper pick. A little secret weapon there. I don't know. I'll see.
Right.
Surprise everybody.
I think I know the answer to this one, but Mike, I'm going to give it to you anyway. Chances that Trey Lance takes them to the Super Bowl, the Niners.
Oh boy. I want to say 100, of course, but no. I would say
Don't get Jermaine started.
I'll say 85%. If he's healthy, it is a big if on the health. But if he is healthy, I think it's Trey area, man. I just tell you, man, it's gonna be. I think you're gonna be really surprised.
I hope so.
They're gonna be like Jimmy Who, like real quick. It's gonna be like Jimmy Who. Yeah, as soon as he throws that deep ball that Jimmy couldn't throw and hits a receiver that's like wide open down the field, it's gonna be on. I think it's gonna be a lot of offense, a lot of firepower.
Hope don't blow up in your face, Mike.
I mean, if it do, it's not me. It's Kyle Shanahan. I mean, that's the guys that, if it blows up, they're the ones that are going to be looking like, but it's not. I just got confidence in that coaching staff. And
what's the percentage of that? What's the percentage of that? What's the percentage of that? 100%?
What?
You're confident in the coaching staff. They're going to get that.
Oh, yeah.
Trey Lance is not going to be a bust.
I'm 95% confident that they got it right. That they know what they got, and they'll make the offense work for what they have. You know, they're not just gonna let him go out there and fall apart. You know, they're
All
gonna
right.
set him up as best possible that he can succeed.
See, you said
Right.
95%. You know what I mean? How come you can't go 100? Because, like I said, 100 it's not realistic. All right, it's not realistic. Would you change your mind? You said 95%. Okay, you can't do it 100. It's not realistic, man. That's not going to happen.
But
You got it.
because
You
of the
got it.
question.
You got to have some fluff, Mike. You know what I mean? All right, you got to have a little bit of fluff in there when you do your percentages. Nothing is not 100%.
Sad, what was that question again that you asked? Exact word for word. What was it?
It was the chances that Trey Lance takes a 49ers.
No. Not let's go back. We got to go back to AJ Brown. What was the question?
The chances that AJ Brown, what was it? Hold on a second. Yeah, chances that AJ Brown is the real deal.
It's like a yes/no question. You know,
Can't
it's
be.
like that's either
But
100%
he said a
or
percentage.
0%.
Okay, no, wait a minute. He said a percentage. He didn't say yes or no. He didn't say yes or no. Now, if he
But
said
that's what
yes
he
or no, is AJ Brown 100? Is AJ Brown a game changer? Yes or no?
He didn't.
Yeah,
He didn't
right.
answer
He
though.
gave a percentage, right?
He said, "Is it a real deal?" And Andre said, "100%." Yeah,
No, he's not 100.
the real.
Look, man. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, we could argue about this
Jermaine's
all
got
day.
this. Well, that's because you got this rubber scale. I don't know what the heck you
Okay,
getting this.
all right.
You know.
Okay, all right. Hey,
Next
hey,
question.
if anybody's out there listening, please respond. There's not 100%. There's nothing 100%. Okay.
Except all the fluff.
I mean, I can walk out of here and I can walk out of here and trip over a step. What's the percentage of that? What's the percentage of me tripping down the stairs? Huh? Is it 100%? No, it's not. It's not 100%.
He just said, "Is AJ Brown the real deal?" If AJ Brown goes out there and has 20 touchdowns in the season, or 25 touchdowns this season, that's something ridiculous. This
Ridiculous.
season.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah. Is he the real deal? 100% yes.
That's not
I
real.
say-
You said 25 touchdowns? That's an NFL record, man.
Okay, 20 touchdowns. Even if he has like 15 touchdowns, if he has anything substantially more than any of the other receivers on the Eagles have
Like
in
Jalen
the last
Reagor?
2 or 3 years,
Yeah,
he's
Jalen
like no Jalen Rager's or right side or whatever other receivers you
Devontae
got. I
Smith.
mean, if he's clearly way ahead of everybody else
I'm
and
gonna
you
put
guys
this-
are scoring points,
I'm-
that's 100% the real deal.
I'll put this in
I'm
my.
sorry.
I'm gonna put this in my back pocket because definitely I'm gonna rip Andre and you. All right, during the season because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I'm like, here we go, 100%. No, there's nothing 100%. Now I can agree with you, 99.9 or something like that. Yeah, okay. There's nothing 100%.
What was 99.9 telling you?
What?
What is 99.9
That it's not
telling you?
100%.
That it's the real deal.
Okay, but yeah, you went down to 99.9. It's not 100%. 99.9 is not 100%.
So you're taking 1% as a tolerance.
Exactly. Okay, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not 100%. It's not 100%. What is it? 99. 99 and 100 is not. It's not equal. It's not. It's not equal at all.
I
Okay.
did not think this game was going to be like this. But
I'm done.
I got 4 more questions. Can I at least ask
Jermaine, one
4
of them guys
more?
that
No,
never
go
give up.
ahead, but I'm done with his crazy scale, whatever the heck. he's
I mean,
thinking.
look, I look at it this way. The only thing that's 100% right here is Patrick Mahomes throwing 10 or more interceptions. Done.
That's
That and the fluff that's
99.9%.
coming out of Jermaine's mouth. That's the only
That's
thing.
99.9%.
Oh my goodness! I have no comment.
Go.
Zach. Go, Zach.
Hey, chances that Andy Reid gets fired if he does not win the Super Bowl.
Who's that for?
You.
Jermaine.
Oh, me. I say about chances of him getting fired
If he does not win the Super Bowl.
if he doesn't win the Super Bowl. I say about 75%.
Okay.
What?
75% he's going to get fired?
He's going to get. Yeah, that's what you're saying. If he'll get fired and not win the Super Bowl, right?
If he doesn't win the Super Bowl, what is the percentage that he will get fired?
That he would get fired? Yeah, 75. Yeah, 75. 75%.
You're saying next season, if they don't win the Super Bowl, you're going to fire Andy Reid?
No. Wait a minute. Hold
That's
on.
the question.
That's the
Is
question.
this that hard?
That's the question.
You know I'm getting messed up with these numbers now, man. All right. Okay.
Yeah, 99.9%. Yeah.
Oh, so he will. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. All right. So I pushed it up 95%.
So if Andy Reid doesn't win the Super Bowl, there's a 95% chance he's going to get fired.
Correct. Yeah. No. I'll go back to the 75% because they love Andy Reid there. You know what I mean? So they're gonna give him another. They're gonna give him another chance. How long has Andy Reid been in KC? Has it been
5.
A long.
Okay.
Andy Reid's not ever getting fired from that job. He will probably quit that job before he gets fired from it. There is no, I mean, unless they go 4-12, like 3 seasons in a row, there's no chance that dude's getting fired from Kansas City. They got a Super Bowl. They haven't had a Super Bowl ever, right?
Yeah.
Since they've been a franchise, they haven't had a Super Bowl until he got there. There's no way they're gonna fire him for anything remotely, sort of, a couple losing seasons.
But the bar is set high. I mean, why would you, after they won that Super Bowl, everybody was talking about it, even the national people that was actually talking about it, saying that Andy Reid is going to get about, before he retires or whatever, he's going to get about 3 or 4 more Super Bowls. What's the percentage of that, Mike?
I still think there's 50-60% chance. I know you don't like Mahomes. I think the dude is very talented. I think the way that team clicks, especially offensively, I know they lost Kareem Hunt, but I still think they got a lot of firepower, and I think they could definitely get a chance to get back in at least one more. So I think the odds are still pretty high until I see otherwise, until I see it really fall apart. Yeah, I definitely don't think Andy Reid getting fired anytime soon.
Tyreek
definitely don't.
Was a game changer in that offense. Now Tyreek is gone. You're going to really see how struggling, because he opened up that offense. He did. He opened up that offense.
Same with Green Bay, Devontae. Same with Green Bay. I'm going to tell you.
You're going to see Patrick Mahomes struggle this year.
And so was Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. But I know Patrick Mahomes puts in more than 4 hours of film time, so I think he will study, and he will do what's necessary to make sure that team can win. So I don't doubt them. I'm sorry, I can't doubt them right now.
I think he uses more than a 4-inch towel too. So, but that's another conversation.
He uses the team masseuse and not call people on Instagram. That's what he does.
All right, I got 3 questions left. So
go for it.
Wrap this up, Dre.
Yep.
Chances that Jermaine treats Ron to the steak dinner that he owes him.
This thing's been going almost a decade now, so now it's 0.1278%. That's what he's looking for.
Negative.
Negative. Yeah, negative.
Mike, chances that Sean McVay wins another Super Bowl and that you actually admit he is a genius.
Oh. Well, there's a 2-part question. Chance he has to win a Super Bowl, I think, is maybe 55%. Admitting he's a genius is 0, and it's not going to happen.
All right. Last one, and then we got to wrap this up. Jermaine, chances that Dre will actually win a fantasy football league.
Hold on, stop right there. Hold on. I did win.
No, you did.
Hold on. Stay right there. I
won.
won. Hey, shut up. I won. I won CBS. And I did not win Yahoo. Now the rule is that for Ron and Jermaine, it's excluded that I won a championship because it's not with them in the league. Argue it doesn't count. I argued that I have a championship. So back to the beginning, the opening of this introduction. No, I'm not a loser in that part. So I have won a championship. I've done it well. And I race pretty damn well too. So
rephrase the question, Sal. Is he ever going to win a championship with Ron and Jermaine in the same league?
Okay, we can go
What's
that
the
route.
percentage?
No, it's 0 because I retired. I don't play no more.
He retired.
I retired. I don't play no
Oh
more.
man. The
But I do
percentage
have a
that-
ring. I have a
Yeah.
ring.
Oh, I got a percentage question real quick I can throw out there.
Yeah.
What's the percent that Sal is still going to stay divorced from the Eagles this season?
Oh, that's 100%.
If we didn't talk
Oh, no, it's
anything
not.
about the
Nothing's
Eagles, okay,
nothing's
100%. Thank you, Mike.
Nothing's 100% according to Jermaine.
Until they get rid of Howie. The Eagles are on at 1:00 today, and I will not watch them until they get rid of
Yeah,
Howie.
okay. All right. Boy, they
Yep.
start ruling off wins 8-0. See what happens. Let's see
They
what
are
happens.
not just drinking the Kool-Aid again. They are not going to roll off 8 wins. They
That
are
was a good
hyping
one,
the
Mike.
team like they always do. Yep. They are not going to do
Mike
it.
said nothing's 100. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up. Final thoughts, 30 seconds. Dre, what do you got? Final thoughts, anything. What's on your mind?
Looking forward to the opening of the season. I'm looking forward to Eagles defense actually more than offense because I'm a defensive guy, so I'm excited about that.
All right. Jermaine, what do you got? Final thoughts.
Yeah, same here. Looking forward to another great season. Watching games on Sunday, Thursday, and Sunday night, and whatnot. But what's on my mind is what's going on with the first game of the season with the Eagles. And I told you that on Friday, so it's actually on here on this podcast, and we can go back to it. I'm a realist. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but Philadelphia will lose this game, game 1 on coming up.
You say that every year.
I didn't say that. What are you talking about?
Just
What
your
did I say?
mindset. Your mindset is like always negative when
I
you're
didn't say. Look, it's real, Greg. I mean, it's real. I'm about to call you Greg because I'm always arguing you like I do with Dre. I always argue with you because I be calling him Dre and you Greg. Listen, Greg Dre. Listen, man. Look, I said Atlanta. Let's go back. When you thought Jalen Hurts was the deal, what was the percentage of that? Huh?
That was 100%.
That was 100% after game 1. Wow.
Exactly.
Then what happened?
It went to negative percent.
Yeah, it went to negative. So, like I said, nothing's 100%. Okay, nothing's 100%. Okay, so when I said Atlanta, I said, yeah, they'll beat Atlanta. They will beat Atlanta. I didn't say nothing negative. It's nothing negative. It's just being real. Philadelphia fans, we got to be real about this thing. Just because we got all these players and all that stuff, and I agree with Sal that, yeah, we got all these players and all. When we play on the field, I'm telling you, if we go 0-1, 0-2, all hell's going to break loose, Dre. And then you're going to look at me and say that I'm negative? Come on, man. Come on. I'm just being real.
But you're already geared to that.
Yeah, I am geared to it.
I am geared
to it because what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing and all that stuff saying that Jalen Hurts is the real deal because he's throwing all these, touchdowns against, preseason and nobody's not rushing him and all that stuff. Come on.
All right, real fast and let Mike go. I'm just going to say this.
What?
What's the percentage of Nick Sirianni going to run the ball? Because he sure didn't clearly show me that in preseason yet.
Well, yeah, all right. Well, it's like you said, it's the preseason. I mean, you're not going to show your whole hand. You're not going to show your whole hand.
That first 3-5 games,
right?
He ran it 3 times. Remember, we put that in there. 3 times.
And if you listen to what's happening, Nick Sirianni's not calling plays anymore. It's that Jeff Stinkton or whatever his name is. He's calling the plays. So ever since he took over, they've been running the ball. All right,
we'll see.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. So,
Mike, it's on you, buddy.
Well, I'm just gonna say, looking forward to the season 2. Definitely want to see what Trey Lance does. I will say that it's good to be back with you guys also and doing this. Definitely always enjoy, being able to share my opinion. It might get me banned for what I said about Deshaun, but
yeah. Thanks for having. Appreciate you having us on the show, though.
Right. Let me get my suspension ready, but I will say
emails. We're definitely getting emails
now. Another final thought is, I don't know if Tony's listening, but I think Washington might really be in for a bad year. I think the dumpster fire is going to get pretty bad. Just on the field and off the field. I just got this bad feeling that it's going to be rough.
Feel
Tony,
bad for you, Tony. Commodores, man. I'm sorry. I know you're probably listening. It's probably going to hit your thing just to listen. Yeah, Tony. Yeah, it's just, you're
Yeah, Tony.
done. I mean, I think you're getting
Here's what
married
I
this year,
say.
right? So, is he getting married this
He's
year?
done. He's
Oh,
done. He's married.
All
Yeah, he's
right.
back.
Yeah, enjoy the marriage, man. Enjoy the marriage.
Yeah.
Don't even turn the game on, Tony. Honestly.
Like I said, Tony hit me up about it, but it's true. It's like going to Siberia, man. That's what Carson Wentz did. It's like,
Yeah.
We'll
I
have
think-
Tony. We got some good guests. We got some great guests going on this year, right? Sal, we're gonna have some good people coming on. So
It's not going to take long. Jack Del Rio's going to get fired, and then it's just going to start from there. They're going to be unloading, and then Ron Rivera will be gone by the end of the year.
he might be going in the middle of the year. You think?
Might be in the middle of the year. Yeah, I think it's going. I think it's heading that direction. Unfortunately, I like Ron, but I think it's going all bad.
All right, and I'll close with this. So I'll just say this because I know the man. I didn't want to take it personally, but Dre, you're not a loser. I'm kidding, man. It was
He is a loser.
I'm just
Please, what are you doing, man?
No.
Look, don't be scared of Dre or how he feels. He's a loser. A loser.
Dre, come on, man. He's like been my best since like.
He's my best friend too. He's my brother, but I'm going to tell him the truth like he tells me stuff and whatnot. I just have to take it. Take it. It's 100% the truth. Loser.
I've seen the man drive, and I'm just saying,
Sal, stop. Sal, just stop it. All right, Sal.
That's 100%, Jermaine. That's all I'm gonna say. But no, in all seriousness, I'm looking forward to another season.
Yeah, good. It's gonna be a good season, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a good season, guys. Yeah,
we're gonna keep hitting up on each other. We got Ross coming back. We got Mike coming back. We got Tony coming back. We got a lot of, we got
Greg
coming back. Greg,
yeah, Kiana, yeah,
so a lot of people are gonna be coming back. So we got it. Maybe even Michelle. Who knows? Maybe Michelle will jump in, and we'll get everybody in, and it's going to be a good season. So so
looking forward to it, guys. Looking forward to it. Yep. Yeah.
So again, if you could email us with comments, if it's anything about Deshaun Watson, we'll give you Mike's email address. But otherwise, you can email enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com and tell us what you think. We'll talk to you guys next week.
All right, guys.
All right,
All right, see ya. Maybe I might be suspended.